So hey, hi, we made a promise, we're going to keep it. We're still up here as part of the Twin Cities premiere tonight of Twin Cities here at the 2017 Twin Cities Film Fest. I'm your host tonight, Doug Sidney, and we're joined by our two cast members who they put together work in two feature films telling a trailed together story. Bethany for Clarence, Wetheren for Twin Cities. It's so great to have you up here. You're both natives, am I right? You're not.
I'm from New Orleans, but I've been here for like 12 years now, so.
Yes, so 12 years in. Bethany, you're from?
I'm from Oregon.
So, talk to us. Have you two been interviewed before for 2021 or this?
Well, we were interviewed for 2021 here, both of us, 2 years ago for the Twin Cities Film Fest.
Okay.
Yeah, and then yeah.
You know what though? I don't actually think that Clarence and I have ever been interviewed together as just two castmates in Dave Ash's films. Usually Dave is here, so haha, now we're here by ourselves.
That's my reason for asking, because I wasn't sure, so this is cool. And I think this is the first time we've had two feature sequels together. But let's talk about the work that you two did, because you became characters, you revisited them again with Twin Cities, and the two of you were put through the gamut of emotions in a very unique relationship. Talk to us about all the layers in tackling a very emotionally wrought, character-driven story for both of you.
Well, a lot of it was in we had some really good script work before the shooting started, where we could talk about the script and talk about the relationships. Clarence and I also had the benefit of having shot 2021 together, so we really understood the characters and the relationships. And then for me, so much of it was about bouncing off of Clarence.
Clarence.
Likewise, I mean, it helped to have worked together before, not just on 2021, but we've done theater together before. Yeah, so like there was a shorthand, and there was also a level of trust and being able to open up and let things flow and let things bounce back and forth that I think helps things happen as actors. And I think that, as Bethany said, we had a lot of prep, that we really got to read the script and talk about it and really decide what was going on and make decisions about it. And yeah, there's just a lot of meat there.
Yes. Talk to us about, did you have an inkling of idea of thinking that this may happen, or were you both kind of surprised when David came back at you and said, hey, I have more in this story to tell, will you do it?
No, because he had been saying for a while that he wanted to keep digging. Certainly, I was surprised when I read the script and saw just how first of all how amazing the script was, and then how much he was trusting us with, both of us.
Yes.
Yeah, when we made the first movie, there weren't plans that I knew of, and they're not necessarily a strict first movie, second movie, two-parter kind of thing. They're both kind of standalone. It just is the same characters. But there definitely was, by the time we finished shooting 2021, kind of a, hey, you know, I think I have some other ideas, and I think I might want to do that might have something to do with some of the same characters. And so we kind of knew something might have been possible.
Even still then, were there a few surprises in the story that you thought, oh wow, he took us here?
Yeah, well, I didn't realize that it was going to be such formally different, metatextually different sort of thing. And I don't want to say much more about that because it'll kind of give stuff away. But one of the things about this movie, the first movie was a very straightforward narrative, and this one really has some moments that sort of disorient you and make you have to recontextualize what you're watching. That I did not expect, and then I was very pleased by when I read the script for the first time. I was like, oh, this is cool.
Great. So more meat to work with. Bethany, a question for you. So was your character written in script as a mother-to-be, or was that part of your what you were going through as Bethany in the story?
So Dave had been sending me emails for a little while about meeting over this script, And finally, I got back to him. I was like, I'm so sorry it's taking me so long. I have morning sickness. I'm pregnant. You probably don't want me to do this movie. And he emailed back and he said, actually, that's not going to be a problem at all because the character is pregnant, and that's actually a really important part of what I'm writing.
Wow. You opened yourself up then, because was that your first child?
Yes.
Okay, so that was the first time you've been going through that. That's a huge change for a woman, for a mother to be. What was it like to be opening yourself up like that, both as as a character as well, that's going through the same thing?
Scary. Yeah, it was. I remember there was this one scene that we shot, and it was Dave and Clarence, and I was feeling. I spent a lot of my pregnancy and post-pregnancy feeling a lot of self-consciousness, I guess would be a nice way to put it. And and we were just about getting ready to go in and shoot, and I asked them both. I said, "Please be kind. I'm so scared to be in front of the camera this way." And both of them were like, "Why would you be scared? This is nothing to be scared about, nothing to be worried about." And that just made me feel so much better.
So that is a huge challenge. So that helped. What other reserves did you call upon to get through something like that? Because it wasn't planned. You're coming on and taking the roles. Thank you.
It's okay.
It was an accident.
Important note, we shot very little of the film during my pregnancy. It was very, very little shot. Most of it was shot when I was postpartum. And I actually nursed my baby girl on set. Dave, extremely kindly, when I had trouble with childcare, he got a nanny on set for us. It was amazing. And so a lot of it was the reserves I was calling on, just as an actor, to be honest with the work.
Yep. So, Clarence, I mean, we said it was going. Did you really change your phone numbers?
Change our phone numbers.
David said you changed your phone number so he can.
I did, but that wasn't why. I did change my phone number, but it was because I figured I've been in Minnesota long enough I should stop having a Louisiana number.
It's not personal.
No, I did not have to change my number.
So that you're both Minneapolis actors, talk to us about what you're currently working on right now, anything that we have coming up that you'd like to share about, or anything that's really cool to you, inspiring you in your work.
Well, I finished a master's degree in writing. Thank you. Shortly before the birth of my second child, so that was about a year ago that I finished that. And so I've been pursuing writing and being a mom, and I'm looking forward to getting back into acting. It's going to be something it's getting closer, that re-entry.
Yeah. Clarence, sir.
I also just had a child that is picking up everything at the moment. It's all about the baby. I have a 1-year-old daughter named Beatrice. That's fantastic. But acting-wise, I have another film that was in the fest, a short called Lady Lillian.
Thank you.
Yes, that was a comedy that was apparently well received at a screening, so I'm looking forward to that. That is up for some kind of recognition that I'm very excited about. So yeah, I'm really proud of that.
Written, directed, I think, for the female filmmaking team, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Yes, Amber Johnson was the director, and Laura Buchholz was the writer, and the rest of the cast was Lauren Anderson and Deborah Bergman, who were both hysterical comedic actors, and I almost said a curse word. They're fantastically hysterical.
Awesome.
And yeah, it was such a joy to work on that with them.
So you turned in tremendous work, both of you, on this film. I asked David the same question. I want to pose the same to the two of you. What would you like audiences as a takeaway from the story that you helped tell?
In this one, I would say hashtag end the stigma. It's I want people to feel connected, and I want them to feel less alone in mental illness.
I want them to want to be my friend and maybe think I'm attractive. But actually, no, I think that a lot of it is empathy. I mean, I think one of the things this movie does so well is really realistically lay bare what it's like to cope with trauma and recover from trauma and mental illness and how that is intertwined in all your relationships. And I think, like Bethany said, it's just about, just putting it out there and ending the stigma and talking about it and treating it realistically and empathetically.
Thank you for that great share. Very well said. Clarence, Wetheren, Bethany Ford for Twin Cities, the second part of the first part, which is 2021 here at the 2017 Twin Cities Film Fest stop. So great to have you here tonight. We're going to be back one more time for another feature film. Thank you for joining us on our Mevo live stream. Thanks you too as well.
Thank you.
Okay.